Shirupamanjari pada Sheimora sampada Shirupamanjari pada Sheimora sampada Sheimora bhajana pujana Shri Mora Bhajana Pujana Shri Mora Bhajana Pujana Shri Mora Pranadhana Shri Mora Yabharana Shri Mora Pranadhana Shri Mora Pranadhana Shri Mora Yabharana.
Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Vaishnavis. I will share with you briefly about myself for those who don't know me, and many of you don't know me, which is a fact. I am a married person with 4 sons. I met my spiritual master in South Africa in 1975, and I joined his organization at the end of 1976 in Cato Ridge, South Africa. It is very humiliating to speak about oneself, but if I don't explain about myself, then most of you would speculate about me. Firstly, I was the only male of Indian origin to personally see Srila Prabhupada in South Africa and receive direct initiation from him. And also, I was the first male person of Indian origin to join the movement in South Africa with a friend of mine whom I introduced and preached to at the university in South Africa. The reason that I mention that I personally saw Srila Prabhupada is very important because it has 2 connotations. The first one is clearly explained in the scriptures that 1/11 of a second association with the pure devotee of the Lord can save one from the most dangerous type of fear. The second is that by personally getting darshan of the Guru, one receives direct initiation from him just by receiving his darshan. I was personally sent by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to spread the teachings of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and to assist my spiritual master to spread the teachings. Srila Prabhupada said that one has to corroborate the events in one's life with the scriptures and holy men. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that if one does not finish one's spiritual journey in the previous birth, he gets another chance and takes his birth in a rich aristocratic family or in a family in a religious home. In my life, I took birth as the first grandson to the most wealthiest family in Tongaat, South Africa. My father and mother were very religious, and my mother, who is 79 years old as I speak, is still living and meditates for 5 hours a day regularly. My father, who passed away in 2002, left his body as a perfect yogi, and he could see the Guru with divine vision, which he informed all of us before he left his physical body. Another incident in my life I will share with you. In 1973, I was practicing Zen Buddhism with 2 mystic Zen masters in Tongaat. One evening at the meditation session, one of the masters said that some of you are ready for initiation, and he asked us to close our eyes, and the master started to get into Turiya Avasthar, which is a very deep meditation, and after that he pulled 3 of us from the congregation and said that we were ready for initiation. The Zen master then started to sing Sanskrit verses and circumambulate us, meaning the 3 of us. At that time, I did not know the Sanskrit verses the Zen master was singing, but all the words were coming out mystically from my mouth as if I knew them. Later, many of the congregation members questioned the Zen master why I was chosen for initiation, because I was very new compared to many of them. The Zen master explained that I was continuing from my previous life. I recall a similar incident when Srila Prabhupada gave sannyas to Govinda Maharaj. Brahmananda Swami protested to Srila Prabhupada that he was just a new man. Srila Prabhupada told Brahmananda Swami, "You are a new man, not him. He is Krishna conscious from birth." I have many Kanishta and less than Kanishta god brothers who are under the same illusion because they think that they joined earlier, that they are more senior than those that joined after them. not realizing that someone may be continuing from his previous life. Real seniority is not when you join the institute, but by realization. Kanishta means one whose spiritual life has just begun. And less than Kanishta means that the real spiritual life has not yet begun, which can be easily determined by the neophyte behavior. I am now going to share with you some of my other personal experiences. In 1998, on a 10-day tour to Kedarnath and Badrinath in the Himalayas, I was daily chanting a minimum of 300,000 names of the Maha Mantra, and I could not stop chanting. When I reached Rishikesh after the tour, Lord Shiva, Mahadev, welcomed me by inquiring how I was. Then, in 2011, Mahadev came again to see me in South Africa, and he said he was looking for me. I could understand from these two meetings that Mahadev came to bless me. In 1999, at the Sri Sri Radhanath Temple of Understanding in Chatswood, Durban, Srimati Radharani came out of a deity and gave me a darshan. Also, at Mangal Aarti, I was blessed to see the Lord directly being worshipped by the Guru. That is why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, the Guru of our spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, said, "Don't try and see God, but act in such a way that God will come to see you." Once in Tulsi Aarti at the Radharanath temple, I went into Turiya Avastar and did a Manjari dance for Tulsi Devi. Giriraj Maharaj, who was present at that time and one of the leading disciples of Srila Prabhupada, asked me if I was realizing something after. I replied, no. But he went on to say that I know you would not say. In 2002, at the ISKCON Lenasia temple, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu spoke directly to me from his deity form on the altar and said that I should bring the deities of Radha and Krishna to Johannesburg. 3 years later, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu gifted me life-size Sri Sri Radha Govinda deities. I have attached the link of these deities, which are situated in Lenasia, South Africa. At present, I live in Radhakund and train aspiring devotees how to develop their love for the divine couple, Radha and Krishna. Now I will share my life with you in ISKCON from the end of 1976 to early 1984. Tulsidas was the temple president at that time, and when he heard that I was a very good book distributor, he asked me to enroll life members for the society. I clearly remember in my first month I made 49 members. Tulsidas was very impressed that he then deputed me to go all over South Africa to make life members. I was very successful that in 1 month I was mentioned in a monthly newsletter circulated by ISKCON as a leading distributor in that month. Previously, Tripurari Swami was the leading book distributor most of the time. For my achievements, I was rewarded to travel all over India with Jayatitha Das, who was one of the elected 11 gurus. Most of the funds to build the Sri Sri Radhanath temple in Chatsworth, South Africa, came from oil painting sales. There were 19 of Srila Prabhupada's disciples selling these paintings, and a competition was held. I won the first prize in the competition. I can go on and on, but I would prefer to stop here. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি। ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি। দিয়া পদ ছায়া শোধ হে আমায় তোমার চরণ অবধিয়া পদ ছায়া শোধ হে আমায় তোমার চরণ ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা